Hey there everybody, it is Adam with the Pattaya News. Today, when we're recording this, is the second week of May 2023. Thank you so very much for tuning in for What's Poppin' in Pattaya. Let's start, as we do every single week, with the big events that are taking place over the next couple days and the next week right here in Pattaya. Now, the biggest event that's taking place this weekend is something that took place last weekend as well, is the early voting. This weekend is the Thai general election. It's their first election since 2019. It's a big deal. Now, we know most of our viewers are foreign and can't vote in the election. We know we have some Thai viewers, and thank you. But the biggest thing that you need to know is for the second week in a row, that's right, alcohol will be banned from the evening before, 6 o'clock p.m. Saturday, May 13th, until just after polls close, 6 p.m. on May 14th on voting day. So yes, that means nightclubs, go-go's, bars, etc. will be closed during the election hours. Now, what the election is for, we did a couple articles earlier this week, and I'll put one in the description. A lot of our viewers that are not familiar seem to think that the election is for the Prime Minister. It's not. It's for the members of parliament all throughout Thailand, and then the members of parliament and Senate will vote for a prime minister. However, it's very important because, of course, based on their views and their political parties, this could dramatically change the landscape in Thailand based on who gets in. Now, and we'll have coverage on that all next week. Moving forward, so with the election being the big thing this weekend, obviously there's not too many events going on. The following weekend, the weekend of the 20th and 21st, there'll be a big swimming event, the Ocean Man, that will take place in Jomtien across from the Now Hotel. But this weekend, for those of you that are actually in Pattaya and would like to meet some local YouTubers and folks, at 4 o'clock p.m. at Le Pub, located on Soi Diamond, right near Walking Street, will be the monthly YouTubers Meetup. And yes, this will be just before the alcohol cutoff at 6 o'clock p.m. So enjoy a couple drinks, meet some of your favorite YouTubers, or if you are a YouTuber, share some stories and learn some tips from others that are out there. Also, on May 13th, our sponsor and advertising partner, Elite Gym and Fitness, located right here in Pattaya, will be opening their grand opening, actually, their expansion of their gym. We'll be there that day as well to cover and show it to you. They've been getting a lot of really strong praise from the local community for their gym and the success that they've been having. Last but not least, if you need something to do this weekend and aren't sure what's going on, you can check out Terminal 21 for the Colorful Market, which is taking place through the 16th and is located right outside of Terminal 21. It has a variety of foods, cultural, and music as well. Now, as for our stories this week, our top story that actually took place just this morning is a South African man was at a go-go on Walking Street, and he rang up a bill for about 10,000 baht. And he decided that it would be a great idea to run out of the go-go and not pay his bill. Turns out, as you probably predicted, it was not a good idea. According to security, he fell and injured his head. Police stated they're going to investigate the situation and listen to both sides of the story, but the man did pay the bill once he was taken to the police station. And it's driven a lot of commentary on our social media. Bottom line, if you have a high bill, you probably need to pay that puppy. Now, as for our next story, a Pattaya woman, this was actually our most commented and most viewed story in the past couple days. A Pattaya woman allegedly stole a watch worth almost 1 million baht, a Rolex, according to a British man who's actually an expat here in Pattaya. Now, according to the British man, he had been out and about in Jomtien and met a woman and decided to invite her back to his Jomtien condo to hang out. I don't know what they're going to do, maybe play Scrabble or something. Anyways, they got back to the condominium and, well, lo and behold, he went to use the bathroom and he stated that his Rolex was laying on a desk, and when he came out, the woman was fleeing down the hallway with his Rolex. He tried to chase after her, but she managed to get away. He spoke with us and local media, as well as law enforcement, and is urging police, as of press time, he still hasn't got the watch back, to hunt down the individual who took his watch, as he says it is worth about 900,000 baht, and it also has very important sentimental value. Now, For our next story, this was actually the most viewed story over the last week. The Rolex story was the second. Now, this happened last weekend, in which two German men were leaving a bar in Naklua at about closing time, around 2 o'clock a.m., and were crossing the street to walk home. Both of these were older men in their late 50s and late 60s, and they walked to the middle of the road. They did look both ways. We'll put a clip of the footage inside this particular video. But somebody driving at somewhat high speed, according to witnesses, plowed into the two men. One only suffered minor injuries, but one was severely injured and was still dealing with medical issues as of press time. Now, the good news about the incident is that the driver, according to police and those involved, has been cooperative. They stopped their vehicle, a Thai driver, 42 years old, and took responsibility for the accident and also helped call police and helped stay with the victims while rescue workers came to take care of them. So that is a nice change from the many hit and run incidents that we've reported before, although the footage and the situation drew a lot of commentary. Now, in terms of lots of commentary, there's been a number of violent incidents here in Pattaya recently involving homeless people. Now, we get lots of comments on social media all the time about these incidents and about what's going on. There's really nothing to fear. Almost all of them is homeless on homeless in terms of the actual trouble and actual situations that are taking place. There's almost no situations where a homeless person actually attacks a tourist, for instance. One homeless person, unfortunately, was found dead on Walking Street in the past week. And this is actually something that has led a lot of discussion on social media because it's now being said, this wasn't in our original report, but it's now being said that this person actually passed away because of heat. Now, it has been hot as hell here in Thailand and in and around lately, although some storms have helped cool it down now and then. And this particular case have led authorities to caution people to make sure that you hydrate with plenty of water and to be careful going out in the sun, especially for the elderly or the very young. Now, our last story for this week that we wanted to touch base with you on was fairly well discussed over the past week, but we've covered it in the past also. And this is a fake driving license scam. Now, let me run this by you for a second. If somebody tells you, I'm going to give you a driving license, but you don't have to take a test, you don't have to go to the driving license station, you don't even know how to drive. You could never step on a motorbike in your life, but here's a license. Does that sound legitimate to you? Well, it doesn't sound very legitimate to me either, but evidently this scam has been going on all over social media. In fact, we've rejected many of these posts on our own social media groups of people trying to submit posts to tell people about this scam. What actually happens in this scam is if you do get a driver's license, it's fake. And in most cases, you don't get one at all. You pay them up to 6,000 baht for this magical driving license of never driving. And guess what? They disappear. Their Facebook account's deleted, their phone number's disconnected, and you're out 6,000 baht. So take care of yourselves. Don't fall for scams. As for next week, I will actually not be here. Some of you guys are probably applauding that. But I will be in Northeast Thailand at the famous Rocket Festival. Normally it actually takes place this weekend, the second weekend of every single May. But due to the election, it's pushed back a week. I'm going for the first time, and we're going to give you live footage and what's happened over the last week live from Yasatan next week. As always, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give me your feedback in the comments. And make sure if you haven't already, you like, follow, and subscribe. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.